Hi. My name's Simon, and I'm going to be doing a reading now for the sign of Gemini. Gemini being the months of May, June, and I normally won't be giving the names of the cards. I just like to go straight into the reading. So I hope that you'll enjoy my style and that you'll keep watching. So I'm just going to shuffle now and we'll see how the reading goes. I have to work through feeling, so I will do whatever feels right during the reading. I prefer to just use the cards that feel good in the moment, to be honest, and these right now feel really good. So let's have a look and see what's coming up for you lovely Geminis in the month of May, June, as we know, but the reading in itself is going to be for the up and coming next few weeks. So this reading for Geminis is for the months of February, March. And so I'm going to do one more shuffle and let's see where it takes us. Okay, well maybe one more anyway. Let's see how we go. Okay, right, first card up. You Geminis are doing an awful lot of thinking at the moment. Maybe running yourselves ragged with thinking. And I would say to you very much so at the moment. You are not sleeping well, you may be early risers just at this moment in time. Just in general, you're not quietening your minds at the moment. So the anxiety levels might be a little bit high with you. Please remember this is a 9. There we are, 9 of Swords, but it's a 9. So you're heading towards the end of your worries. It's not quite all as it seems. That's the important thing to bear in mind. And with this time too shall pass. Okay. I'm also feeling very much like there may be attention being given by quite a few of you Geminis to your hair. You may not be happy with your hair, or you may be suffering actually from perhaps alopecia, or you may just be quite unhappy with your hair for some reason. But that's what I'm feeling at the moment. I'm also getting the sense that you don't realise it yet, but you are sitting on a treasure that's yet to rise to the surface, be uncovered or be opened up for you to see further what the treasure actually is. Hopefully we'll find it before the end of the reading. It's making me feel like you will be visiting a very how can I say, a very lovely location. I think that you may see either telegraph posts in the distance. It could be that there is some sort of telegraph post very close to a property that I'm seeing. The property does feel, though, like it has some trees around it. Maybe not lots, but there are some trees. And it also feels like it's taken a while to get to this property. So either the property is tucked away and it's not easy to find where you yourself live, or where you are hoping to go and visit. I'm also actually getting the sense of someone lying next to you, but they look to me like they're asleep. So I feel it's actually you Geminis that are suffering here at the moment, and you might be feeling pain, um, especially around the back muscle area. It feels like this could be something that's actually niggling you, and I would definitely recommend that you see a physiotherapist or perhaps an osteopath and get that seen to. It feels quite uncomfortable actually. So that could also be bothering you at night, which is why you're not sleeping so well. If you have blinds, roll up blinds in your home, or particularly in your bedroom or next to you where you work, I would also say to you actually that it's like you're climbing up the ladder at the moment, slow and steady. You're climbing up the ladder, and really what you're worrying about could be more in your head than it is in reality. They may not be your problems, in fact, that you're worrying about, your own particular problems. It could be a situation that you find yourself involved in, and therefore that is actually causing you the worry and you don't have control over it. So try to remain as optimistic as you can here. And on those nights when you're not sleeping well, when you're worrying too much, just be aware really that that's what you're doing. Observe yourself and try and remember that what you're not in control of is not... Worry never got anybody anywhere. It really doesn't. So you may not be in control of what is troubling you, but it will pass. This time will pass. And you'll be back in the driving seat soon enough. Okay, so please, it's the darkest before the dawn. Okay. So let's, I'm just trying to find the spot where I can put this so that you can actually see it. Okay. And let's see what else wants to come out. Oh, beautiful news on its way to you. How positive or how negative at this present moment, we don't know. But what we do know is that the news will be delivered by someone who is neutral, who is friendly enough, someone who isn't anti you, isn't for you, doesn't have a real problem with you, it feels like. The news in itself, okay, funnily enough, you're going to handle it. It feels like it comes from perhaps a little bit further away. I'm getting a distance here. And it comes, like I say, from a friendly countenance. I believe if you're worrying about partners, partners at a distance for you Geminis, if you are partnered up, I am going to say to you that your partner is trying to appear confident, strong, wants to give you warmth, send you warmth and reassurance. And I would say they perhaps are a little bit of an introvert on some level, inwardly that is. It may not be displayed by their way of being, Not immediately anyway, till you get to know them a bit better. But there is something here that says they can be a little bit on the shy side. So the way that they might be trying to gain your attention may not be very dramatic. They may not be making big gestures at this time. But they do feel to me like they are treading carefully, but they are making their way to you. And maybe at the very last minute, you will get a message from them quite spontaneously to redirect plans in moving forwards, I would say. It feels, I don't know if I said this before, but if you're dealing with a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, then this person at the moment, they do have emotions on their mind above other things. So I think be careful here on the emotional level how you approach them, because their minds, their hearts are geared up to emotional things right now. They may be very sensitive, and any form of reply from you or a request for more information right now, practical information, I'd say be gentle with the person who is attached to the news, the incoming news. Just be gentle with them and be gentle with yourself because of the worry involved. Okay, you don't really want to bring too much of your anxiety into this person's world, because remember, the anxiety is in your world, not theirs, just at this moment in time. Okay, otherwise it would make them a bit nervous and possibly feel like they want to go inwards rather than come outwards. I also feel that they are to some extent aware of you and how sensitive you can be, but I don't think they know the depths of it. My feeling also is be careful with your knees, especially if you Geminis out there are running. Just be careful with your knees, that you're not pushing yourself too hard, that you are not, if you're not running on steady ground, just be aware what you're actually running on, what sort of ground it is. Don't want you falling over and really hurting yourselves. I'm also smelling the smell of a bakery, or perhaps you're the baker yourself, or perhaps it's your partner who's baking, but I'm getting very lovely wafts of the smell of cakes in the oven, pies, bread. There's a lovely warm feeling coming from an oven. So I feel that you are possibly, I want to say making a birthday cake actually. You may be getting ready to entertain and have a few people coming over, but there is one person that you are troubled about because they are your main person. Are they going to be there? I can hear you asking. And my feeling is, yes, that person will be there to enjoy time with you. Will try and be there to enjoy time with you. Okay, so the next card up, lovely, the Nine of Pentacles. It is the card of a single person, However, this person has lived and loved and shared just about everything that they have with a partner. Very generous to other people, friends and family as well. But right now, this lovely, lovely person, male or female, this lovely Gemini, is actually concentrated on work and money. Work and money, and yet the emotions take top of the bill. Why? Because the person on your mind is quite emotional. Okay, so you may be dealing with powerful people. You may be dealing with people in authority. You may be dealing with contracts. You may feel very, very pressurized that you have to achieve, produce, succeed, and well, the pressure is on, that's for sure. The race is on to prove you can do this, and you absolutely can. Please don't doubt yourselves here, please don't. You absolutely can achieve, and you're very close to it because you're on the 9 and you're on the 9, 2 9s. So you're nearly at the end of a situation that's troubled you, been troubling you. You're very nearly at the end of it. And there is news coming in. Okay, there is news coming in for you. Love life, please don't panic. Please don't. Okay. Yes, definitely you've got news coming in. It's kind of the start of a very delicate emotional situation. Again, you may be dealing with a Cancerian, you may be dealing with a Scorpio, or you may be dealing with a Pisces. But again, you might be dealing with somebody who's ultra sensitive as well, and therefore displays some of the emotions of a watery person. May prefer to definitely engage the emotions, but they may be very tentative at this moment in time as to where they stand with you emotionally, and so they won't be how can I say, yeah, okay, better this way round. They'll be taking their time here, but it looks like they've got their eye on you. You've got their eye on them. Stop worrying. There's no need. Let this be. Let this unfold. I think Geminis on the whole are just very tired, very exhausted, really exhausted. Their brains are doing overtime. Your brains are doing overtime. Really and truly, the thought process is now way past what it should be. If you have been troubled in the recent past, I mean, it's like this trouble belongs to the further, deeper past. It's behind you now. But pay attention to your body, because it definitely wants to speak to you. Your body definitely wants to tell you that it's feeling run down, that the immune system is on overdrive. So please listen to it. Again, with your love life, it is there. It is in the distance. Some of you might be planning, actually a marriage is what I'm hearing. And this could be extremely stressful at this time. Maybe you're trying to achieve too much in a very short time. It doesn't feel to me like this is a wedding with a plan behind it. It feels much more like, come on, we're going to do it. And then it's, oh my God, I realise what I've said yes to. Not the actual getting married bit, but the actual arranging of that may be very, very stressful for some Geminis here. Also, Mother comes up with Geminis. Mother comes up. There may be some of you Geminis that are worrying about, especially about your mother's health. And you may be wishing to physically be there for a mother or mother figure. And to some extent you can be, but you must remember you also have to think of your own health too, okay? Perhaps be there 90% of the time, but keep a small 10% of that time for very much for yourself. Make sure plenty of TLC. I want to say beware of swimming pools, because for some reason I am seeing swimming pools here in the cards, and it feels like there's definitely a cost coming up around something to do with swimming, swimming pools, equipment to do with swimming, possibly diving as well. I'm just picking it up here, very much so, in the body area. So just bear that in mind. Some of you may be associating with a diver, somebody who actually works with water in some way, researches water, may work for the water board, the local authority, something to do with water here. I know that we can't see the water, and that's what makes me feel the water very strongly, because I do believe there's going to be a water problem somewhere around you, and it's going to be difficult to find where that problem actually started, where it stems from. If you actually do have a water sign partner, then please allow them to figure a certain emotional matter which also produces anger. Maybe it's a family situation, or it could be a work-related situation, but either way it's actually triggering emotions. So please give that person the actual physical space so that they can get their heads together. Don't try and be too helpful at this point, because they will definitely be asking for your help. I feel February, March is a time that actually brings joy, but you may not feel you can show it. Not at this point. Maybe you feel you have to cover all your bases and be a bit protective over yourself, you Geminis. Not